Have you ever been in a super important meeting? You were presenting about strategy, about numbers, and your phone rang? It was your ex wife. Your heart sank. You wondered, baby sick? Emergency? You quickly excused yourself, ran outside, only to listen to her talk for half an hour about the washing machine broke and she didn't know where to call a repairman? Or have you ever, you've just had a great first date in months, you're starting to feel alive again? Then, at exactly 11 p.m., a Facebook message popped up. I can't sleep. I miss the old days. And you? You're a man. A decent person. You feel a mixture of guilt, responsibility, frustration, and maybe a little pity. You don't know how to respond. Responding is exhausting and rekindling hope. Not responding makes you feel like a bad person. Have you ever wondered? The divorce papers have the red seal of the court. The assets have been divided. The children have a visitation schedule. So why? Why do you still feel tied more tightly than when you were married? Why can't you have a peaceful evening without having to fight for an emotional crisis that is not yours? If you are nodding, if you are feeling imprisoned by a relationship that is dead on paper, then this video is your escape map. We are not talking about becoming enemies. We are talking about becoming free. In my 15 years of building communities, I know that a community or a relationship can only survive when it has clear rules. Your marriage is a company that has dissolved. The problem is you dissolve the company, but you forgot to revoke the access card of the former employee. She still comes in and out of your life, your mind, your emotions, as if she still has shares there. And you, out of old feelings, out of habit, out of fear of hurting your children, still leave that door wide open. Peace doesn't come from your ex changing. It comes from you changing. Here are 3 strategies to redesign boundaries, not with anger, but with leadership clarity. Strategy 1. Reposition your role. The biggest problem is that you are still acting like a husband. You are still the protector, the problem solver, the emotional trash can. You must resign immediately. Your new role is co-parent. That's it. Every interaction you have must be filtered through a single question. Is this directly related to the health, education, and safety of your child? If there are special cases like, my child has a high fever, can you come take him to the hospital? You answer. Be brief, focus on the solution. Okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. But cases like, my car broke down, I had an argument with my boss, I'm so sad, then it's not your business. Like my friend John, a business owner. He got divorced but still provided emotional support to his ex-wife. She still called him at 1 a.m. crying. His career went downhill because he was exhausted. I advised him on a script. The next time she called crying about being lonely, he took a deep breath and said, I understand you're not okay, but I'm no longer the right person to share these feelings with. You can go to a psychologist or a close friend. I can only talk to you about your child's education. I wish you a speedy recovery. The first time she was shocked. She was angry, calling him cold-blooded. John was prepared for that. He didn't argue. He just held that boundary. After 3 weeks of crisis, she realized he wasn't joking. She stopped calling. John slept through the night for the first time in 2 years. The lesson here is that you have to accept being the bad guy in her story to be the hero in your own story. Boundaries are built with no's, not yes. Strategy 2. Design communication channels. In marketing, we don't use Facebook to send contracts nor use email to chat. Each channel has a purpose. You and your ex-wife need that. The ambiguity in 24/7 communication, Telegram, Messenger, call anytime, is what kills your peace. Design the channel. Urgent about the child, call. Non-urgent about the child, school schedule, tuition, email or a group chat, Telegram, WhatsApp, with only 2 people with clear rules. This group is only for updating the child's schedule. No questions, no emojis, no good morning wishes. Everything else, no channels. Real life example, Ms. Connie, a single mother, but her ex-husband constantly comments on how she spends money, how she raises her children, even when she dyes her hair. He uses Facebook to control her life. We set up a shared inbox. They created a new Gmail address. All documents, bills, tuition notices, holiday schedules are sent there. Both have a password. They check once a week. The result? Ms. Land's Facebook has gone silent. Her ex-husband no longer has a reason to jump into her private life through daily messages. They have switched from feelings to work. So don't let the convenience of technology destroy your boundaries. Be proactive in creating friction in communication. That inconvenience is the barrier that protects your mind. Strategy 3, polite truth. This is my ultimate weapon, reaching the bottom of the human heart without being cruel. We are often stuck between two options. One is to suffer in silence, the other is to explode in anger. Both are wrong. Use polite truth. It is the ability to state your boundaries clearly, firmly, but not aggressively. It always has the structure, empathy, acknowledgement, plus truth your limit, plus solution, if any. There are situations where the ex-wife texts, "It's your turn to pick up the kids this weekend, but I have an emergency. Can you keep the kids for me for 2 more days?" And this has been repeated 5 times, making your life spin like a pinwheel and ruining all the plans you're making. The weak response you're making is, "Yeah, that's it, okay." In your heart, you're very upset, but your response is accepting what she has given. The angry response, "You're always like that." "Do you think I have a lot of free time?" will cause an immediate war, and that is not good for you or your child. Respond with the polite truth. "I understand you have an emergency, but I have important plans this weekend that cannot be changed. I will pick up the kids on our schedule. Please arrange for grandparents or a babysitter." Or in situations where your wife calls to complain about her poverty or confides that her boss is not nice, you can respond politely with, "It sounds like you are having a bad day. However, I don't think I am the right person to share your work with anymore. I hope you find a solution soon. I have to get back to work." See? You don't attack. You don't judge. You simply communicate your boundaries. You teach others how to treat you. Peace is not the absence of conflict. Peace is the ability to handle conflicts neatly, decisively, and civilly. That is the lesson you will learn from the above 2 situations. Divorce is not an event, it is a transition. And the hardest part of that transition is not dividing assets, but redefining emotional boundaries. You cannot build a new home, a new career, a new relationship if you keep running back to the old house that has burned down to put out the dying fires. Setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness or cruelty. It is a necessary act of respect. Respect the past by letting it rest. Respect her future by forcing her to stand on her own 2 feet. And most importantly, respect your future. A peaceful life is not something someone else gives you. It is something you have to design and protect every day. And if this video with my 15 years of experience touching people's hearts has helped you see the fence you need to build, then do these 3 things. Like this video. As a declaration, I choose my peace. Comment below. Tell me 1 polite truth you will use this week. Example, I will only communicate about the child via email. And subscribe to the channel, because the journey to redesign your life after divorce is long, and I am here to give you the most powerful blueprints. Thank you. Remember, good fences make good neighbors, and good boundaries make civilized ex-wives.